Hey, Dave with Lion Therapy here. I am currently on a run with my dog, and I was thinking about a research article that I read this morning that I wanted to talk about a little bit. We're actually here in Lehigh. There's a big soccer field kind of in central Lehigh, kind of by the Lehigh City Cemetery, that area, and it's a beautiful day, a nice day for a run. And I wanted to talk about a study that came out about balance training with the Schroth Method exercises. And what it did is it looked at adding balance training in with Schroth Method exercises and what effect that had on the Cobb angle, what effect that had on the ATR, which is the rotation of the back, and what effect it had on what's called the SR22, which is a questionnaire on quality of life and how people do with scoliosis. Kind of a cool study that I think it looks at like 53 patients or something like that. And the reason it came up while I was on a run was I was running through an area that had a lot of uneven surfaces, so I wasn't tripping or stumbling, but it wasn't the most comfortable, and so that reminded me of balance, and so it kind of stuck in my head. But the interesting thing about this study is that adding 6 weeks of balance training along with Schroth Method exercises actually improved the Cobb angle. It improved the ATR, the rotation of the spine, the twist in the scoliosis. It also improved the SR22. And it also improved their balance. I mean, that makes sense, right? But maybe a good discussion is, what is balance, and why would that have an effect on the scoliosis curve? You know, a lot of times when you're reading an article like that, the question is why. You know, why did it have the effect that it did? And so balance, with balance in physical therapy we call proprioception. We call the ability to stand on one leg on an uneven surface or other things like that proprioception. Proprioception is the body's ability to sense where it is in space, and then make adjustments for that spatial awareness. So, for example, if you're standing on or you're running on uneven surfaces and you're running on rocks and things like that, that your ankles have the awareness of what's happening so that they can make corrections so you don't fall on your face. It's really helpful and useful in most instances when we're on uneven surfaces, and that's what actually goes down as we age. We actually lose some proprioception and balance. So what does that have to do with scoliosis, though? So with scoliosis we have an imbalance in the spine, a muscle imbalance. And a lot of times we also have a pelvic imbalance, so the pelvis isn't centered underneath the trunk as well as it should be. I haven't researched this, but this is just my PT brain and my scoliosis brain thinking at the same time. But the awareness that our body has is a little bit skewed in scoliosis. It's a little bit off because of the imbalance that happens because of the spine. So if we train that balance and we train that proprioception in a better way, then we should be able to have better awareness and body sense of what's happening in our trunk and in the scoliosis. So that translates with the Schroth Method into being able to do the exercises better. So being able to sense where the body is and make corrections for that. And as you make corrections for that positional awareness, you can improve the effect of the Schroth Method exercises. And so I think it's hugely effective. We've used, sorry, there's a bunch of bugs around me, I don't know if you can see those. We've used balance training with our Schroth Method exercises for a long time, and a lot of times we'll use like single leg standing or balance while throwing things while we're trying to hold a pelvis correction and things like that. And it's really useful. It really improves as we work on it. And now this study that's looking at, you know, should this be incorporated into Schroth Method exercises, it's Sorry, I need to get away from these bugs. So, and this study, you know, it only looked at 50 some odd patients, but it showed a good benefit with doing this. And so it's something that we already do in my clinic at Align Therapy, and we'll continue to do. But it's interesting to see that studies are showing that it is helpful and effective in multiple things: the Cobb angle, the rotation of the spine, the SRS-22, so like quality of life things, and it improves their balance. So just a quick thought on that research article. Thanks for bearing with me while I ramble about it. A little plug to get out there while it's still nice and warm as we get into fall. Get out there and be active. And if you have scoliosis or know someone who does, share this episode. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll do more research article reviews so that you can get information on what's coming out, what's out there now, and so that you do the things that are the most effective and supported in the research. There's a lot of things that are not supported in the research, and it's nice to see when we have research that comes out that's in support of what we do in the clinic. So thanks for listening and watching, and we'll see you soon.